Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning. We are moving, so we're slowly packing the house, letting everything kind of go. We're here for another month and a half. We're very excited, and today I'm helping my in-laws move after I do my next couple of shoots. Kind of an early day today to kind of rock out. But I was doing a couple shoots, and I've been filming behind the scenes, and you should be seeing a lot of videos of behind the scenes of me actually shooting with a GoPro. And a couple questions that I get asked for, and I really get asked these questions, is how do I get my clients so comfortable shooting with me? Because it seems like I've known them forever. And truly, most of my clients, some I've known forever, but a lot of them, maybe I see once a year, maybe I see them for the first time ever. In fact, yesterday I did a shoot where a 22-year-old girl asked me to shoot her for her 22nd birthday. We did some balloons and stuff, and I met her. She was late. I only had like 45 minutes to shoot, and I had to start right away. Normally I like a little bit of time, and we got it going, and she was amazing, and it looked like we were best friends forever. So I'm gonna give you guys a few tips on what I do naturally and what I think about on how to make my clients more comfortable before we start shooting right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jeramie with Jeramie Lou Photography. This is completely uncomfortable now that I moved. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Video helps you in a way, give it a thumbs up, and then click that bell for notifications. I'll tell you every time I come on. Guys, this video is sponsored by Zenfolio. If you don't know, check my description below. I have some links and some coupon codes and all that fun stuff. But I use Zenfolio every day in my professional and personal career on storing my photos. Unlimited storage, being able to access my photos from anywhere around the world, password protect my galleries, and sell digitals and prints to that gallery for one low fee every single month, and it's amazing. It's a second, third, fourth backup for me, so I love it. So guys, I originally wanted to say 5 tips, but I'm not good at that because I forget, and I forget to count. So relaxing your clients is the number one thing that I do specifically in order to make sure the shoot goes well. If a client is nervous, anxious, which they always are, and you're not giving good direction and they're not feeling comfortable, then you're not gonna get good shots, they're not gonna leave you good reviews, and they're just not gonna have a positive experience with you. And the experience is everything with photography, with my business and my brand. So this actually starts before the shoot even happens. About 2 weeks before the wedding, I will send a confirmation email on the date and time, and I'll also send something I call a tips email, T-I-P-S, tips. And this email will specify a ton of questions, or a fact sheet, if you will, on things that I get asked a lot or things that I want them to prepare for that maybe people have forgotten. So think about all your shoots in the past, and people start doing the same thing where you're like, oh man, I wish I would have told them, and I wish I would have knew that. Or we're going to this location and they're not wearing the right colors or whatever. So I send this email, and it's a tips email, and this email basically breaks down everything that I need for them to think about as far as their glasses, makeup, getting clothes, location, colors, all that stuff. And that already kind of builds their comfort level in like, hey, he actually cares about me getting set up for this. We're thinking about the shoot. So they're gonna come into the shoot more comfortable, more ready to shoot, right? So that's my first tip. Before the wedding, before the event, before the portrait, send the tips email. And you can do this for weddings as well. I have a separate one that goes through everything. And I do use a service called Pixify.com to send all this stuff automatically 2 weeks before. I have a link down below in my description as well. The second thing I do is I book out theoretically about an hour and a half for an hour shoot. Technically it's a 45-minute to an hour shoot is how I market it. But I book an hour and a half in my books, meaning I ask them in the confirmation to come 15 minutes early, wherever the location is, whether it's my studio, whether it's on location, and they show up early. This allows me to sit and talk with them and chill with them rather than just going in to a shoot, right? This allows us to break them in a little bit and to be able to say, how's your day? What's going on? Tell me about, life, kids, blah, blah, blah. They get to talk to me. They get to ask me questions. And we're not just going straight into a shoot right away, which can be the most daunting and scariest thing ever, right? Think about the time you get pierced, you get a tattoo, you go see a dentist, you do whatever. You don't really just want to go into it. You want to feel at ease. You want to feel like the person knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, shoot, or even cares about you. Oh, that's better. So buffer time is key, super key for any shoot that we do. Even in that buffering time, like say it's in the studio, I'll be setting up. So I won't just be sitting there like, hey, tell me about your day. What's going on? I'll literally be walking around, moving a light. Pro tip, my lighting is set up already before they get there. I'm just an early bird, so I get there, everything's set up, everything's ready to go. But I will finagle, move things, put things from here to there, just so they think that I'm moving around, and this kind of lets them talk naturally. Or I'll be like, go ahead and set your stuff over there, kind of go through, let's pull out your clothes, let's see what you brought, let's see what you did. If it's a shoot outdoors, and I'm literally just going through my camera, formatting cards, I might even buy, like, you know, I'll be like, hey, come over to buy my car because I'm still setting up, and they'll come over to me setting up because they're early, right? So they think that they're early, I'm early, and I'll be like, hey, come on over to my car. And then I'll be like moving things into my bag and all that stuff just to get that talking, right? So that's second tip. Third tip, never stop talking while you're shooting. Guys, I see this all the time. Photographers will just move a light, you know, and they just stop talking, and the client's sitting there going like, what do I do with my hands? Do I stand like this? Do you want me to smile or not smile? When your client starts asking you questions like that, you can bring it back, but know that once they start asking you these questions on like, do I smile, do I not smile? Where do I put my hands? Where do I, you know, what do you want me to do? You're not guiding your client in the shoot. You're not telling them. I don't care if they're a professional model for 50 years or if they're brand new and they're 13-year-old for their first shoot. Your job as a photographer is to tell them what you see through the lens and guide them a little bit. Yes, I know that the 50-year-old models, the models have been modeling for a long time. I know they have their ways and all that, but if you can show confidence as a photographer, they will let you have that confidence. They will let you guide the shoot. Our job as photographers is to guide the shoot. We don't just stand there and push buttons, guys. If you do not talk during your shoots, that's my pet peeve. Anytime I mentor a photographer, if they're not talking, they're not expressing what I literally will just say everything that I'm thinking of. I'll tell stories, anecdotes, and that's just what I do. And as I'm talking, they're relaxed. I'm laughing with them. I'm like, go ahead and laugh in this shot, and I laugh with them. Give them something to laugh about. Have a few jokes that you guys go through. But you need to be communicating and talking during the entire shoot. That is your job. It can be tiring. If you're an introvert, it can suck. I'm an introvert, and I talk, and as soon as the shoot's done and I say bye to them, I literally sit in my car, no music, no nothing, and I just sit there and I just absorb everything because that's how I live. But when I'm behind the camera, I can do that. The last thing I would say is just reminding them of everything, right? Yes, I know the shoot is over. I know that you guys are done with the shoot. You've talked your way through the shoot. You've posed them through the shoot. They feel great and confident, but the final images aren't there. You're providing a service. So when they're done, what I do is as we're packing or walking to the car or anything, I have a few questions. What are you guys doing after this? If they have food, what are you guys eating? And then, hey, do you have any questions on what happens after? I'll ask them because I've already sent them all this stuff, but then I'll be like, hey, cool, let me go after this. You get your photos in X and X days. This is a process of it. It's a proofing system. It's not a proofing system. I'll send you a couple emails to remind you. It'll take about a week or two for you to get your photos, and just finalizing everything that you would want to tell them, things that they would ask you in the 2 days anyways, right? Where they call you and say, hey, thanks so much for the shoot. It was amazing. When do we get it back? And if they're asking that question, you never told them when they're getting it back, or you didn't remind them. So I always help myself by saying it'll be 2 to 3 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the season that I'm at. And that way I don't get these random extra emails re-explaining everything. And this way they leave feeling comfortable. They go, oh, we know everything, right? The worst feeling in the world is going to buy something. Let's talk about a car, and leaving the lot with the car and not knowing anything about the car, not knowing when your first payment is or anything. You're sitting there going like, I don't know what to do. In fact, we're in the process of buying a house right now, and we have questions, and they're transitioning one person to the other, and we don't know the answers to these questions. And it's very scary because it's an expensive house compared to what we have now. So say bye to all this soon. Anyways, hopefully that helps, guys. That's 4 tips. I feel like that's good. And if you implement these in every client, and I'm happy to go into detail on all of them, this will help your business. This will streamline your business. This will give you more time. This will get more positive results in your shooting, and you'll start to find your niche a little bit easier, and you'll just be a better human being for talking to people that you've just met, right? Think bartender, think therapist, think massage therapist, all those people who have to talk to somebody right away to build their business. Thank you, guys. Hope you're having a good day. I will talk to you next time. Bye.